If you were born in 1979 or later and grew up in this area, this has been the coldest start to a year in your lifetime. Not just the coldest, also the snowiest. And all that could mean major flooding for our area. Ryan Weekman has part one of this Storm Track 11 special report.
Only once in the past century and a half have we recorded even close to as much snow this fast in a season as we have this year.
At least 8 deaths have been reported since early Wednesday when the worst winter storm in Ohio's history struck.
That was 1978, a year that will forever be remembered for its historic blizzard. But what's faded from many memories was the major flooding that followed along the Maumee River. The 20-foot-high flooding flirted with major flood stage and is the second highest ever river crest at Grand Rapids. It's classified as a 1 in 500 year type of flood.
When the river waters crest in Fort Wayne tonight, the waters begin to rise here 18 to 24 hours later. They may have a real emergency on their hands.
In the Storm Track Weather Center, we've grown increasingly concerned about this threat. The snowpack outside is 10 to 15 inches deep, holds as much as 4 inches of rainwater. That's over 10 million gallons of water waiting to be released. Oh, that's only in Lucas County, by the way.
Damaged signs, trees, you name it.
A sudden warm-up would likely lead to major ice jam. Those ice jams act as natural dams, holding back the water, building up pressure for an even larger release of water and flooding downstream. While we've combed through the last 140 years of weather records here in Toledo, you really don't have to go back that far since the last time we faced major wintertime flooding. 2008 and 2009, heavy rainfall led to significant flooding on the Maumee and Blanchard rivers. Each recorded top 10 crests those years, but neither had the same type of snowpack on the ground as we do right now.
See how fast it's traveling. It's coming up pretty quick.
There's still well over a month until the official end of winter, with ice likely remaining on local rivers for several more weeks. Any rounds of additional heavy rainfall will likely result in flooding. The question for 2014 isn't, is it going to flood? It's when is it going to flood?
Incredible video there. And Ryan, everyone's talking about it. Amazing snow drifts out there, ice chunks in the rivers like many have never seen. And the truth here is every waterway in northwest Ohio and southeast Michigan is at risk this year. From North Turkey Foot to Tuntogany Creek to the Sandusky River, and the list goes on and on. Tonight, let's focus on the mighty Maumee. The Maumee River is 137 miles long, running from Fort Wayne, Indiana through Toledo into Lake Erie. The area of land that drains into the river is amazing. It's the largest in all of the Great Lakes, 6,500 square miles. Widespread flooding is likely in Defiance, Napoleon, Grand Rapids, Waterville, and Maumee. And in Grand Rapids, ice on the Maumee has been measured at 16 inches thick. In 1959, ice was measured at 18 inches thick. And the result, ice jam flooding in Grand Rapids. It caused 4 to 7 feet of water to flow through the streets, second only to the flood of 1913. And the surest bet for this type of flooding is in Waterville. 8 times ice jam flooding has caused property damage, and that is in recent history. Now, the Storm Track Weather Team is here to help get you through the melting and the runoff. And in addition to our regular daily forecast, we're going to include a graphic like this one here. It's going to depict short-term risk levels on area rivers for the next 48 hours and a look at the possibility of basement flooding. Now, this risk here is determined by looking at precipitation amounts, and we'll add them to the melting snow and ice, and you can see basement flooding we have at moderate risk in the next 48 hours. The first of our heavy spring-type rains is going to come on Thursday. Temperatures will reach the 50s, and this flooding isn't going to happen sometime out into the future. It could be very soon, and city and individuals here, you need to be preparing now. And tonight at 11, we're going to show you how people in the higher risk zones are doing it, how they're preparing for this flooding. And it is a little bit frightening to share with friends on Facebook, live along the Maumee River, and say, in my lifetime, I've never seen the river look like this.
Right.
I mean, if that isn't a sign of what is possible late winter, early spring, you know, what is?
Well, those images from 1979 just take your breath away when you see that flooding.
I think a lot of people,
stopping it.
yes, and a lot of people don't realize, because we don't have to go through this, that water is so powerful. So everything that's in its way is getting pushed up onto the streets and onto the banks and into the towns, and yeah, it just makes a mess.
And we're looking 48 hours from now for heavy rain. So.
Right. All right. Well, we're looking forward to the piece at 11 tonight. Thanks, Robert.
You'll keep on top of it. Thank you.